Well, good morning. Happy Friday to you, TGIF. Here we are once again gathered around the breakfast table or at work and taking time to have fun together. My name is Frank Allan, and it's the Coffee Hour. Welcome to another edition. We thank you so much for being here with us. We're going to be here for the next hour. We're here every Friday at this time, and it's always at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., and it's always Eastern time. And we're coming to you around the world, across the country, so wherever you go, you can find us. And today's show, well, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We got sports coming up, our 2020 feature, the first half of the 2020 feature with Brian Camp, sports update, the second half of the 2020 feature, which is 20 to the hour. DJ Pete will be along with entertainment news and reciting all of those birthdays of all of the people who are celebrating this week in entertainment. That's coming up. We'll also give you updates on the great movies of the weekend on Turner Classic Movies, those classic movies that you enjoy so much, and we'll tell you more about that too, and other things coming along. So thank you so much for being with us. So why don't we get together, start the show, raise our glasses, raise our cups, and have a little coffee, because what would the coffee hour be without coffee, right? Salute. May you live 100 years. We're icing it today, iced coffee. The weather calls for that today. And speaking of the weather, when you come in later on, wherever you are, except if you're from New York, give us your weather forecast. Give us a little taste of your weather or what you got going on this weekend. I'll give you mine in just a few minutes. We've got a heat wave going on at present right now. Oh, yes, we have a heat wave going on at present, and it doesn't look so good. I think this is going to be the last day here for the really intense heat that's coming upon us. Yesterday, it felt like it was in the triple digits, and the sun was like really beating down. So the best thing people were able to do was either stay in cool places. If you're at work, you stay in an air-conditioned office, or if you're at home, stay in an air-conditioned home, or whatever things that you can do to keep cool, you do that. And that goes for today too. I think it's going to lighten up. We're going to tell you more about our weather forecast later on as we go along. But right now, let's get started right now and give that hearty hand clap. That hearty hand clap we do each week as we give it to you and to all of the doctors and the nurses and all other hospital personnel members, because they were part of the situation started way over a year ago when we had this pandemic going on, which is now really taken more shape now as we come along with this Delta variant. And it's really dangerous. And we also want to say hello to the first responders. Can't leave them out too. The police officers, the firefighters, everyone, all of the people, the mom and pop stores, all of the people that stayed open through the pandemic. Everybody's open now. Mostly everyone is open now. Some people are remaining closed, but the majority of the people have gone back to work. We don't know what it's going to be like later on, because as you already know, as I already mentioned, we have the Delta variant, and they're expecting another wave of another variant coming along. And that just brings me back to tell you that you ought to get vaccinated if you haven't thus far. Now, half the country is already vaccinated already, so we want to get the other half of the country vaccinated. As you already know, there are 3 of them on the market. You have J&J, Johnson and Johnson. You have Pfizer and Moderna. And the J&J only requires 1 shot. For the Moderna and the Pfizer, that's 2 shots. And they're talking about not too far away from now that you should get a booster shot. And people, that's the inevitable anyway. So we'll hear more about that as they come along. You stay in touch with the news, and you'll hear more about that information. So that's all happening. Now, if you don't know where to get your shots, and I'm pretty sure you do by now, there are places you can go, like your doctors who may have, a supply of vaccine, whatever it gets, doesn't matter what brand, just as long as you take it for now and make sure that you're kept up with all of us. Be a full-fledged vaccinated person. And we're trying to get the people who are still on the fence, who won't take it for whatever reason. We would love to get you to do it. Just put your politics aside and even your religion aside. because this is very important. I hate to put religion aside. I hate to ask people to do that. Really wouldn't ask people to do that. But in this case, we're having a big problem of keeping people healthy. There are a lot of children now, young age, are in the hospital. They're running out of beds in certain places. And we don't want anyone to wind up in one of those hospitals and wind up in one of those beds and just wind up on a ventilator or anything like that. We don't want any of that. And don't wait until it's too late, because people who, in the beginning have refused to get vaccinated wind up in the hospital, and now they're saying, now I'm going to get vaccinated. Don't get to that point. Get it now before you get to that point. And once you get it, you may not have to get to that point. Now they're saying the vaccinations are safe. They are safe. They will, prevent you from actually being hospitalized, or maybe, wind up on a ventilator or something like that, or maybe even death. Now, vaccinations are like anything else, and not 100%. They're just like anything else. It's not foolproof or anything like that, but it works and it helps out. And once you are vaccinated, don't think that you won't be able to still spread the disease. Take the protocol still. Continue to wear your mask in public places. That's what they're saying now, as opposed before when we took off our masks. They say you could go into a public place without a mask or outside without a mask. Now we're back to the mask, and make sure that when you go into these public places that you do that. When you're riding mass transit, buses, subways, even when you're flying, you want to make sure you wear your mask. They're asking you to do that. Unfortunately, there are a lot of franchises saying, we're going to start carding people. In other words, we want to have proof of the fact that you're vaccinated, and we want you to show that to us before you eat in my restaurant or hang out in my bar or anything like that. It's gotten to that point already. A lot of people are still doing it. Some people are not, but you get the idea. You want to make sure. And if you must carry your proof, you don't want to carry your card. The card is not wallet size. It's larger than wallet size. So the thing to do is you want to make a copy of it and keep a copy in your wallet, or take a picture of the card and keep it in your phone. So if you're asked about it, you go to a restaurant or a bar and they just happen to say, hey, look, we need proof that you have been vaccinated. Show them that proof right there. Open up the phone or take that little copy of the card out of your wallet and show that to them, and I'm pretty sure that'll work. It happens even in airports. Now, in airports, it might be a little different. They may want to see the actual card. So if you're going overseas and you take your passport, take the card and put it in your passport book so it'll all be together. Kind of like not staple it on, but clip it on, a paper clip. And this way you'll have everything organized. But I'm pretty sure it has to work that way. It has to copy of the passport. They call it a passport, and your card for proof of vaccination. So there you go. Now, those of you who have not, I want to first of all say hello to all of you guys out in YouTube land. Thank you so much for joining us. YouTube, that's where we're broadcasting now, only on YouTube. We are coming back to simulcast next week. Waiting for that. We were locked up in jail for the past 30 days. Facebook, for whatever reason, gave it, and I posted it on the fact on why they did it. Didn't really understand why, but it's there. And so next week, at this very time, we will be going back to normal, simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube too. So this way you can catch the both of us anywhere you want to catch us. And those of you who have been watching us on Facebook and wondered why we weren't there, I always post each week before each show to drift you over here in the meantime to watch us here on YouTube. I do that every week. So I just hope that a lot of people caught that and come over to our side. And also, again, it's a delight to come back And I'm just happy to say that we'll be back next week. So this is the final week where we'll be solo on YouTube. You'll have the best of both worlds after that. That's nice. That's nice. But I also still want to know from YouTube, and I say each week, the whole time we were off the air on YouTube, I always announced it, if you give us the information on why you actually put us out for 30 days, that would be nice. Give us some answers, because there's no way you can contact YouTube for whatever reason. You can't, administration. So this is my only way of actually communicating with them. And if you're out there watching right now, under the sound of my voice, please, get back to me. You know who I am. Get back to me and be nice. Be nice, like we're nice to you. And let us know. Just give us that information. But in the meantime, next week, we'll be back in action. I want to say hello to DJ Pete out there. He just popped in. He's going to be here, as I said earlier, for doing his part of the 2020 feature. And he's got information reciting all of those birthdays of the year and information on YouTube. Okay, he's got a weather forecast for us. Thank you, DJ P. He has a weather forecast for us. And his weather forecast in Portland, Maine, it's hot and sunny. Sunny and hot, hot and sunny. Whoever gets top billing, it doesn't matter. It's just hot and sunny out there. And he's got a high of 86 degrees, low temperatures 68, and the heat advisory is in effect. There is a heat, and it's the same thing here, Pete. Here in New York City, we've got a strong heat advisory. And I think this is the last day. I think it's going to cool off on the weekend. But right now, I'm going to give you my weather forecast. But for those of you who are coming in, and if you're out of the New York City area, give us your weather forecast as well. We would love to have that. And but for you New Yorkers, don't worry about it. We've got it all under control. Now, would you believe we've got 85 degrees outside? 85 degrees here in New York City, and it is a sizzler out there. But I never complain about the hot weather. But here's how it goes. It's going to be partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. We will have a high 96 degrees. That's our high for today. Winds will be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, it's going to be partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible as well. We'll have a low 78 degrees, and winds will be light and variable. And we got the cool down for Saturday. Partly cloudy skies. We'll have a high 83 degrees, and winds will be north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So on Saturday, it doesn't say anything about wet weather. So far, we don't have anything about, except for possible today and tonight, but it doesn't say anything about any mist in the air or anything like that for Saturday. Let's see. Wait. Well, let's see. I read the wrong one. That was for Sunday. We do have a chance of. I read Sundays. That's what I did. Here's Saturday. 88 degrees, variable cloudiness with scattered thunderstorms. High 88. Yeah, so we might get a little thunderstorm. I just skipped over Saturday for a minute and went into Sunday's forecast. But I'll redo the Sunday for you. Variable cloudiness, scattered thunderstorms for today, for Saturday. High 88 degrees, winds west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain is 60%. And for Saturday night, considerable cloudiness. Early in the evening, some, I don't know, some decreasing clouds. Late, low 66 degrees, winds north at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So I'll repeat Sunday's forecast. Again, it's going to be partly cloudy skies. No rain in the forecast. And we'll have a high of 83 degrees north-northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So repeating our current temperature, as I already stated, it's 85 degrees, and it's after 10 o'clock in the morning here in New York City. So imagine what's going to happen later on today. Is hot heat advisory out there. For those of you who are coming in, and please, come on in and say hi. And if you're out of New York State, New York City, and please give us your weather forecast. Now, did I give you the outlook for Monday? No, I didn't give you the outlook for Monday. I guess I don't need to. I only use that on the holiday. But since I mentioned it's going to be partly cloudy skies, high 81 degrees, wind east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So there you go, right through the weekend. It's not going to be all that bad. Small chance of rain today, tonight, and possibly tomorrow too. Okay, if you're just joining us, of course, you're joining us here on YouTube, and the name of the show is The Coffee Hour. And again, excuse me while I shoot up. Oh boy, that's delicious. Nice and cold on a hot day. Okay, and I want to say hello to you guys who are coming in right now. Thank you for being along with us. By the way, those of you who are watching us right now, and as I already told you, we're only on YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And this way, when you do that, you won't miss a show. You'll be notified. You'll get a notification every time we go on the air, or anytime anything is posted that we do on YouTube. You get all that information. Just follow us, and you'll never miss a show. So please subscribe today. You can do that right now, as a matter of fact. And we really would appreciate that. Okay, you heard about a little bit of news right here, and I said it last night while we were doing the show on our Talkback Live show last night, which we do every Thursday. I'll tell you more about that later on too as well. Actress Markie Post, you heard of Markie Post, you know who she is, right? Known for the appearance on that sitcom Night Court. She also appeared on The Fall Guy, Hearts of Fire, and many, many more. She died last Saturday, and that was following 3 years and 10 months battling cancer, and she was 70 years old. Markie Post, may she rest in peace. Her and I are only 2 days apart, but we want to say to our friends, or family, or colleagues who she worked with for so many years, we want to send them our condolences, and those and her fans too, who liked her. Markie Post, dead at 70. Okay, as I told you, let's see, it's 17 minutes past the hour right now. And of course, we've got everything for you. Let me give you information. Look up in my, you're watching us. You see that? You see that? It's right up there or right over here, wherever it is. I can't see it from here. But in the chat area, I don't know, is it to my right or my left? All right, you'll notice. The chat area. At the very top, it's always at the very top when we broadcast the show, the chat area, you'll see information. There's the number that I always give you each week for COVID-19. If you want to get information, have any questions, you want to talk to someone about it, the number is always available. It's a New York number, but it'll get you places, I'm sure, wherever you are around the world, across the country. You have your local numbers too, but I like for you to have this number too, and you can keep it in your telephone, a magnet on the refrigerator, in your pocket, or wherever you can get easy access to it. The number is 718-638-7682. It's going to always be up there even after the show is over and you watch the show on the rerun. It will be there as well, and you'll have access to it. Call that number, make an appointment. Well, I guess these days you don't have to make an appointment to take the test. But you can, if you have any symptoms or anything, feverish, coughing or anything, and you feel that it's wise enough for you to go take the test, go. It's only a 5-second test. You'll be out in no time. You don't just walk right in there and get one, and you'll get the results in no time. There are two kinds of tests. There's a lab test, which takes about no more than 3 days, 4 days. Then you have the test that you can get like in 15 minutes. The lab test is more effective, but sometimes you may be in a rush and you need that information. If you're going to go on a flight or something overseas, you're going to have that information, and you want it quick, fast, in a hurry, and you can do that. So do that. Also, they give you information on where to get the vaccination. As I said, you can get it from your local doctor, you can get it from a pharmacist, and you can get it from places that are parked, their buses are parked on the street. Go right in there, no appointment necessary. There's a lot of places where it's not necessary. Just get it, and let's get it. I like to say, get it and get it over with, because it's effective and it doesn't hurt you, So therefore, And if you have any children, of course, you want to protect them in any way you can. This is a great way to protect your children. Protect the ones you love and adore, and your family, friends, and your neighbors as well. And of course, not to mention all of the seniors, because we like to take care of them as well. The senior citizens, they need to be protected too. So please keep that in mind. Okay, on this Friday, as we always do for our 2020 feature, 20 past the hour right now, Brian Camp is on the phone from Charlotte, North Carolina. And he always comes in and he's here right now with the latest developments in today's world of sports.
Good morning to everybody out there on YouTube land and on to the coffee hour. It is hot. It is 82 degrees out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, going up to 96.
Woo.
At 96. So, down here in the South, it's always hot down here around this time of the year. But I know Pete gave his forecast. Good morning, Pete. And in New York, in the East Coast is going to be kind of warm. And even out west, there's some states that's not usually have hot weather. But on the West Coast, trust me, it is hot. They're like over 100 degrees and counting. Everything. But good morning to all out there. Hope everybody is doing well. The 2020 Olympics is now officially over. Yes, it's really 2021, but in all actuality, it's the 2020 Olympics because it was canceled last year. It was canceled because of the pandemic. So the Olympics was started on July 23rd to August 8th. And here are the standings, the first 5 standings. The USA wins all the medals with 113. China with 88. ROC, which is the Russian Olympic Committee, had 71. Great Britain had 65. And Japan had 58. The U.S. led everybody with the gold medal with a total of 41. So the Olympics are now over. Everybody's going back to their respective countries. Congratulations to Naoto, the Japanese baseball team wins the gold medal. They defeated the U.S. 2-0 for the gold medal. So congratulations to our Japanese brother Naoto out there. In the NFL, Baltimore Raven quarterback Lamar Jackson. This is something that everybody should really listen to. Was non-committal on whether he should get vaccinated after being infected with COVID-19 for the second time in the past 8 months, saying it was a personal decision. Jackson says he needs to talk to his team about this and to see how they feel about it. Keep learning. He says he's going to keep learning as much as he can about it. He said that we'll go there. He said he says he'll talk to his doctors and we will see. What's to see? If you've been affected twice with this virus, why are you still thinking about getting the shot? I mean, are you taking? It's like Russian roulette. Are you taking a chance to get severely sick and maybe die? We don't want that to happen. Just read on CNN this morning, 4 teachers in Florida died due to COVID-19 complications. 3 of them were unvaccinated. So that alone tells you, if you don't care about yourself, just care about the other people. Wear masks. Continue to use sanitizer. In the NBA, the Portland Trail Blazers, C.J. McCollum has been elected to the NBA Players Association president. He succeeds 2-term president Chris Paul. Now, McCollum has been a vice president on the National Basketball Players Association's executive committee since 2018 and has been deeply involved in union decisions making and negotiations with the NBA. Now, he begins his presidency with an ongoing search to find a successor to the National Basketball Players Association Executive Director, Michelle Roberts, who is stepping down, who led the union since 2014. She's stepping down. She's retiring. So congratulations to Michelle Roberts. But C.J. McCollum, who's a basketball player, very good basketball player, has been chosen, and he's going to serve 2 terms, which is 8 years. So congratulations to him. Now, history was made last night in the Major League Baseball. Field of Dreams. Remember the movie Field of Dreams that was made in 1989 with Kevin Costner? Well, they decided to have this thing, the Field of Dreams, on the set into a baseball field. It was made in Iowa. It's a cornfield, and he is now Kevin Costner was there at the game, shaking hands with all the players. It was so nostalgic, so breathtaking. Is just to see Kevin Costner shaking hands with the New York Yankees and the Chicago White Sox. And, they wore those old uniforms. They just made it so like it was back in 1919. It was about a farmer who played by Kevin Costner, who turned into it was a cornfield. He turns into a baseball field. And it's in the midst of the 1919 scandal of the World Series scandal. And it was an exciting game between the Yankees and the White Sox. The Yankees lost the game 8-7 in extra innings, but the ending was so dramatic, and only 8,000 fans was there. It was such a great sight to see. Congratulations to the Major League Baseball, how they just decided to turn this around into a cornfield. Also, 50 years ago, this past Tuesday, marks the 50th anniversary of Satchel Paige induction to Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Now, he became the first player to play the bulk of his career in the Negro League to receive such an honor, and the Kansas City is honoring the historic milestone. As you know, the old Negro League Hall of Fame players is out there in Kansas City. I want to take a trip out there. I love history. I love nostalgia, especially in sports. So I want to go one day. Hopefully, I could just take a trip out there. Now, the city recently announced plans to redevelop Paige's former home, which is at 2626 East 28th Street in Kansas City. Now, the project represented city leaders and members of the Paige family. His daughters, Linda Paige Shelby and Pamela Paige O'Neill, were in attendance at the media event where the group discussed the future of his historic community assets. Paige Hall of Fame plaque will be displayed at the site in partnership with with Baseball Hall of Fame. Satchel Paige Hall of Fame plaque was also to be displayed at Kaufman Stadium, which is where the Kansas City Royals play their home games, for fans to see while attending the Royals game on Monday. After a pregame ceremony honoring Paige, the Paige plaque will be moved to the Royals Hall of Fame inside Kaufman Stadium. Again, that's where they play at. As many of you don't know, Satchel Paige was a famous baseball player, both in the old Negro League and in Major League Baseball, where we don't even know how old he really was, because his birth certificate was misplaced, and they don't really know how old he is. But he impacted the game. I believe he's the first black Major League Baseball player to be inducted into Baseball Hall of Fame. So he is recognized and revered as one of the greatest of all times. And congratulations to Satchel Paige's family, his daughters, and to everyone else. This thing in sports, 1948, speaking of which, Satchel Paige, at 42, we don't know, pitches his first Major League complete game. His first Major League complete game at the age of 42 in 1948. That's 1 year after Jackie Robinson broke the baseball color barrier. So at that age, we think that he was 42. We're not quite sure, because again, his birth certificate was misplaced. We don't know. 1955, Larry Doby ends an American League record of 167 errorless games in the outfield. Now, Larry Doby is the first American League Baseball player to play in Major League Baseball. First American leaguer. Jackie Robinson was the overall first. Larry Doby was the first American League player to play. 1963, Warren Spahn set the left-handed strikeout mark of 2,382. In 1963, Dave DeBusschere, remember Dave DeBusschere? Yeah, Dave DeBusschere pitched a shutout against the Cleveland Indians. Now, Dave DeBusschere was a former NBA player that also played two sports. He's one of the first few people to play two sports. He pitched for the Chicago White Sox, and he pitched that, and he played for the New York Knicks in the NBA, won a couple championships with the Knicks in the early 70s. In 1979, Lou Brock is the 14th Major League player to get 3,000 hits. In 1988, Boston Red Sox win the American League record 24 straight home games at Fenway Park. That's unbelievable to win 24 games in a row. 1993, Toronto Blue Jays, Ricky Henderson pays Turn Award $25,000 for his number 24. Ricky Henderson is a legendary base stealer, Hall of Famer, great player. Always wore the number 24 wherever he played at, and paid a teammate $25,000. Man, if he was to pay me $25,000, I would run to the store for him each and every time. So great for him to do that. That was back in 1993. And sad news to this day, August 13th, 1995 and 2007, Mickey Mantle and Phil Rizzuto passed on this same exact day. These are two New York Yankee legends, and they passed on the same day at the 1995 and 2007, and that's sports.
Dave DeBusschere, too. I didn't know that he played with the White Sox. You know, I didn't know he played with the White Sox. That's a new one on me. I'll tell you who else is played two sports. But he didn't do it as long as probably Dave DeBusschere did. But Michael Jordan also played with the White Sox for a small while. Remember that?
Michael Jordan played professional basketball. You know, he's as known as the GOAT. But Michael Jordan never played Major League Baseball. He played in the minor league, but he never got a chance to. He was never called up to play for the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, okay.
He played for the Chicago Bulls, but he never was called up. He wasn't a great baseball player, but to make it to that level is still an honor, because it's still considered professional baseball. When a player plays in baseball, plays in AA or AAA or even regular A baseball, that's still considered a professional baseball player. They still get a pension from them too as well. But he never reached the major league level where he played for a professional. Again, it is professional, but he never played on a professional Major League Baseball team in the National or American League, but he did play in their minor league system.
Oh, okay. So he was in the White House farm, the White Sox farm, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Dave DeBusschere played in the majors?
He played for the Chicago White Sox back in the late 50s, early 60s.
Oh, okay. I thought sure that Michael was okay. See, that's why you're here, because you know this. Michael Jordan, but I do remember he played baseball. I just was under the impression that he was playing Major League Baseball for the White Sox. And speaking of the White Sox, I watched that game last night, the Yankee game. Even when we got off the air last night, I watched the conclusion of the game. I thought it was a pitiful ending.
Pitiful ending, but it was a great game.
It was a great game.
The Yankees lost.
Yeah.
It was just wonderful just to see those cornfields in the background, and you see the old scoreboard, and Kevin Costner was out there shaking hands.
Yeah,
Kevin Costner is a legendary actor and movie director.
Yeah.
And and he played in that movie, The Field of Dreams, with James Earl Jones and Ray Liotta. I think I'm pronouncing his name right.
Yeah,
you know him. He played in Goodfellas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was a great movie. It's a legendary movie too. You know. So yeah, but listen, Chicago White Sox, congratulations. The sportsman that I am, congratulations. You beat us fair and square. I listen, for better or worse. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. Naoto chimed in, and he heard you when you mentioned about the U.S. and Japan. He just chimed in. He said he was glad. He was proud that the United States and Japan competed for the gold medal at the Tokyo Olympics game in baseball and softball.
Yes.
So,
congratulations. Japan won a total of 27 gold medals, 14 silver medals, and 17 bronze. Finished with 58 medals in all, and I believe that's fifth behind the U.S., China, Russia, Great Britain, and then Japan finished fifth. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's happy. Some people went away sad, but someone has to win, someone has to lose, and again, thanks to you giving us that information on sports. And listen, when you come back here next week, we'll be back to normal simulcasting, Facebook and YouTube.
Facebook, yes, and that's where the coffee will taste even better, I take it.
I would hope so, and I hope I get my more of my people back out here, because I don't know if they were aware that we were over here, Wow. But anyway, we'll talk more about that. It's just good to know that starting next Thursday when we do Talk Back Live, we'll be on simulcasting, and of course Coffee Hour next week as well. So there you go. All right, Brian, listen, you have a great weekend. Stay cool, and we'll catch you back here next week. Everybody stay safe and be well. Thank you, DJ Pete, and to Naoto and everybody out there. Enjoy the weekend. Take care. Bye. Take care. Okay. That's Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, wrapping up his version or his part of the 2020 feature, always 20 after the hour, with sports update, the latest developments in today's world of sports. And sports is moving along, and we want to keep sports moving along the way it is, because people want to go to the arenas. Basketball season is coming up. Football season will be here before you know it. People want to go to these places without fear of catching the virus or anything. And, it's only half of the country that's vaccinated already. So in order for us to keep this thing going, we want to get back to normal, and we want to get back to not wearing masks, and we want to get back to hugging our friends and families, our loved ones. We want to go back to doing all of that, and the only way we could do that is, let's not be selfish. I think, and honestly, to be honest with you, I think it's a selfish thing. If you don't have a problem, if it's not a religious thing or if it's not a medical thing, and you are able to be vaccinated, and you are able with no problem, and you don't do it because of political reasons and because of your political, politicizing this, and I think it's selfish. I think it's selfish to your friends, your neighbors. I think it's selfish to your husband, to your wife, your children, who we want to protect most of all, because we want to see them live long lives. You lived a long life. We want to see them live a long life. I don't want anyone in the hospital lying there. I saw a report before I came on the air on CNN with Don Lemon. He went to see a lady that went to high school. He's in Baton Rouge, I think it was Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's his hometown. And he went over there. There was a hospital in Baton Rouge where he went to visit. He did his reporting over there. And he spoke to a lady that went to his high school, a few years before him, but went to his high school. And he asked her how she's feeling, and she's on a ventilator, and he asked her, well, why didn't you get vaccinated? And she said, well, my husband got vaccinated, and he wanted me to get vaccinated, but she just didn't want to do it. And now she said, now she gets through this, she's going to get vaccinated. Don't wait until you actually lie down in a hospital bed, which, by the way, there are very few of them now. There are very few of them because, as I said, this storm or this spike or whatever you want, this surge or whatever you want to call it, it's getting higher and higher. We're coming up to another a delta, a second delta. No, not the second delta. This they don't name it a delta, but this is the delta variant. We're coming up to a second variant, you know, and we've got to keep fighting. And there's a possibility, as I said, that we will all have to, those of you who were vaccinated already will probably have to get booster shots. And I'm willing, and I will do it. And I will do it. Okay, it's now 22 the hour. You know what that means? That means DJ Pete. It's here in the house, and he's here, and it's always good to have him along with us. And he's got his feature. And DJ, how you doing today? How's it going?
I'm good, Frank. How are you? And hello to Brian and Naoto and everybody else watching here today. Got a lot of names this week, so I'm going to get right to it. Born August 8th, 1910, Lucius Venable Millender, also known as Lucky Millender. Excuse me. American swing and R&B band leader. Some of his famous tunes, Bongo Boogie and Chew Tobacco Rag. Pretty fun stuff there with the sound effects in that too. Born this week, August 8th, 1920, James Jimmy Witherspoon, American R&B singer. His first hit, Ain't Nobody's Business. Worked with a lot of people. Joe Ligon's Honey Drippers, Big J McNeely, many more. Let's see, who else do we have here? Born this week, note here, August 9th? So where is it here? August 9th, 1913, is Harry Mills of the Mills Brothers, which was a vocal group in the early 1930s. They did a lot of stuff on CBS, I believe, radio at the time in the 1930s. And they were also in a lot of movies themselves also. Let's see. Also, we have born this week, August 11th, 1939, Ronald Monroe Dawson, also known as Ronnie Dawson, American rockabilly singer from the 1950s, guitarist and drummer. He was nicknamed the Blonde Bomber, also nicknamed the Dawsonator, because his hairstyle was kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger's hairstyle in a lot of his 1980s films he was in. Born in Dallas, Texas, I got to meet him and work with him a few times before he passed away. Really great guy. A lot of great tunes he did. And let me just find one of them here. Action Packed is one of his famous tunes here. Let's see, born this week, August 11th, 1954, David Ian Jackson, known as Joe Jackson, English musician, songwriter. Some of his hit tunes, Is She Really Going Out With Him, and Steppin' Out. Great career. I think I saw him once briefly at a concert. Born August 12th, 1929, Alvis Edgar Owens Jr., professionally known as Buck Owens, American singer, songwriter, and band leader. He was the front man for Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, and he co-hosted a popular CBS television variety show. A lot of people may remember this, called Hee Haw.
Yeah.
Roy Clark. Back in the day, I used to watch it as a kid. It was really fun. It was a really funny show to watch.
Wasn't Minnie Pearl on there as well? Was she on there? Minnie Pearl?
Minnie Pearl? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
I wasn't sure. I know she did shows something like that. I know she performed in the Grand Ole Opry like way back in the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid growing up, you and I remember this, and I'm sure many other people do. Watching Hee Haw.
Yeah.
It was a great show to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Born August 12th, 1949. Mark Fruiter Knopfler. Mark Knopfler. British singer, songwriter, guitarist, and record producer. Money for Nothing was one of his Dire Straits band he belongs to. Hit tunes. Kind of interesting about that tune, Money for Nothing. Weird Al Yankovic did a takeoff to it and actually had Mark Knopfler play on that track. Besides his music career, he also produced many albums for Tina Turner, Bob Dylan, and Randy Newman. Let's see, born this week, August 13th, 1921, James David Walker, also known as Jimmy McCracklin, American pianist, songwriter, vocalist.
He's 100 years old today.
Yeah, pretty old. He did what was called a West Coast style of blues, jump blues, and R&B.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Jimmy
Yeah.
McCracklin.
Yeah.
There's a song about burgers he has, which is pretty funny. With his band. Let's see. Also born August 13, 1951, Dan Grayling Fogelberg, American musician, songwriter, composer.
And he would have been 70 today.
He would have been 70. Yeah. Leader of the band was one of his tunes. Let's see. Associated acts. Well, The Fools, Gold, and Tim Weisberg worked with here. And then he had his own great career later on.
Yeah.
And finally, born this week, August 14th, 1945, Stephen Glenn Martin, also known as Steve Martin, American actor, comedian, writer, producer, and musician. A year and 5 Grammy Awards, a Primetime Emmy Award, Honorary Academy Award, and the Academy's 5th Annual Governor's Award in 2013. Was part of Saturday Night Live, did a lot of movies, did a lot of sound recordings also. One of his shticks back in the day was wearing a suit with shorts. Suit coat, tie, shirt, and shorts. Matching with it there. So that's what I have this week, Frank.
Yeah. Hey, okay. Yeah, listen. Remember Dave Baby Cortez? He did that song back in the, I think it's the early 60s, Happy Organ, back in I can't remember exactly. He's 83 today. Dave Baby Cortez. Yeah. Hawaiian singer. Everybody knew him. Don Ho. Remember Don Ho from Hawaii?
Oh, yes. Don Ho.
He had a beautiful voice. He had that nice, mellow, velvet voice. He no longer with us. He would have been 91 today. Jazz trumpeter Benny Bailey would have been 96. And jazz pianist George Shearing would have been 102 years old. So those are the birthdays I have. A lot of people are celebrating.
Yeah, so let's see. I was in Boston the last few days, and some things are starting to open up down there. But where I work in the Boston fashion industry, we're somewhat worried about the current pandemic, especially with the Delta variant, and who else knows is coming our way. There's no mask mandate from the state of Massachusetts yet, but a lot of businesses and towns are starting to mandate the masks again.
Yeah.
So, I got a feeling a mask or possible shutdown may happen again.
I don't want to see that. I want to see, like, especially for musicians. I love entertainment just like you do. and you work in entertainment, and that shuts you down when this thing happens. And I want to see all of us, get back to where we can go to concerts again,
Yeah.
and just have a good time. And then plus you want to get a little more work.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was able to get 2 weeks of work building the stage for an opera up here.
Yeah.
And but one of the things we tried was that everybody on between cast and crew had to be vaccinated.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure some of our crew members could not get hired to work because they weren't vaccinated yet.
Yeah.
But it's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So and I also understand that some people, due to medical reasons, may not be able to get the vaccine.
Understandable.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And then like you said earlier, there's the people that are politicizing this, which they shouldn't. But if you're pro-vaccine and mask and stuff, don't force them, because you're just not helping out the situation. Treat them nicely. Stay separated from them. So you don't breathe the same airspace. But that's the
thing. I understand what you're saying. That's the thing I have a problem with. I don't like to separate myself from anyone.
Yeah.
And I would like to embrace, but they have to be vaccinated. Unvaccinated people, I would like to embrace them. I have friends who are unvaccinated, and unfortunately, I can't embrace them right now.
Yeah.
I still love them just the same.
I totally get it. And, like I said, for the ones that are politicizing this, just let them do it. Don't harass them about it, because you're being just as bad. So, just, they'll learn their lesson.
Well, I don't want them to learn the lesson the hard way.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what's going to happen, Frank.
Yeah, I know. See, that's
I hate
the thing.
to say it, but
I know that's the thing that bothers me. You see how many people are in the hospital now. As you see people on the news, women and men, even babies, children on ventilators. That breaks my heart.
It is. It is. So let's still wear masks as much as possible. I know outside in the heat on a day like today, it really sucks.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
But if you stay distanced from people without a mask, more than 6 feet outside, you should be all right. You just use caution.
Yeah.
Wherever you're going out there, because you may not get it, but you could carry it and give it to someone else.
That's right. Absolutely. And speaking of the heat, I know you got some in Maine, so I want you to take the weekend off, sit back, relax, and open up a couple of cold ones.
Yeah, love to, but actually I'm working on cleaning the house later today.
Okay, all right. First things first.
I'm going to put my radio show info here in the comments for people to check out, and let's see, that's all I got for this week. Next week, I might not be here. I have to work someplace at noon, but I might be able to do the show at the same time. So we'll see what happens.
Well, we hope that you do, because you'll be back in time for us to come back as normal, simulcasting on both Facebook and YouTube. We're back next week.
Let's hope Facebook will let it happen.
That's another one. Keep our fingers crossed on that. You hear that, Facebook? Let us know.
All right, Frank, and have a good day, you and Brian and everybody else in Erdo, and let's look forward to more coffee hour shows.
Absolutely. Okay, have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Okay, DJ Pete, everybody, from Portland, Maine, and of course he's here wrapping up his 2020 feature, his part of the 2020 feature, 20 to the hour each week, and bringing us information on entertainment, and of course reciting all of those birthdays of people who are celebrating this week. And thank you so much. And speaking of DJ Pete's radio program, he posted it. He already posted it, as you already see. But I'm going to say this orally. You can catch him on www.radioairwave.co.uk, and that comes on every Monday between 8 p.m. and 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. You can also catch him on radio station WAFR WMPG in Portland, Maine. And if you're too far away from there, you could always go to the website. Most radio stations has websites where you can catch them around the world. And that's on www.wmpg.org. And that's every other Tuesday between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. and all times are Eastern in Canada and the U.S. Okay, so there you go. No excuses. Catch those shows out. Thank you so much for joining us. It's 5 minutes to the hour right now. My name is Frank Allan, and just in case you're just joining us right now, it's the coffee hour. And of course, we're here every Friday between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. a.m., I should say. 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Eastern. And we're always broadcasting around the world. And no matter where you go around the world, we're going to be there. We're right there. All you have to do is, as you watch us here on YouTube, you could subscribe to us. Now, when you subscribe to us, you can also get notification each time we go on the air, or whenever we post something, whatever we feature on YouTube, you'll get notification on that, and you'll never have to miss a show. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can do that right now. And of course, as I already said, that we will be back, on YouTube, simulcasting, YouTube and Facebook. Okay, let's see. We have a weather forecast from Tokyo, Japan, and Naoto was kind enough to do that, so we're going to read that off right now. And those of you who have a weather forecast, you have a few minutes, you can get yours in too. The weather forecast says they will be unpredictable. Let's see, what is that? The words are too close to me. They're too close. I can't see that. Okay, I can't see that word. I don't know. It's a little fuzzy over there. I don't know. But anyway, it's going to be heavy rains and some region in some of the regions in Japan from yesterday to the end of next week. And he says we still have to prepare for emergency food in cases and floods and so on and so forth. So they're probably having a bad time out there weather-wise, Naoto. Thank you so much for that. And he looked like he's signing off here. So he says, have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend, Naoto. Thank you so much. And all of you have a nice weekend too. Right now, I got a little time left, so I got to squeeze this in. I have to squeeze this in no matter what, because it's one of the things that we do. We have a couple of minutes left. So let me tell you about the new movies, maybe not new movies, but the classic movies that are coming on this week on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out. And from 1979, this is not exactly classic, not black and white classic, anything like that, but it's from 1979, starring Gregory Peck and Lee Remick, and it's called The Omen. Remember that? If you like the kind of movies of macabre and all of that, The Omen is a good movie to watch. However, it's on Turner Classic Movies. It's on Sunday at 1:45 a.m. That's Saturday night, Sunday morning. So if you're up that late, you could watch it. If not, it's coming on, please. You can DVR it and watch it at another time. That's The Omen. That's Sunday morning at 1:45 p.m. on Turner Classic Movies. Then we have a Judy Garland movie from 1944, Meet Me in St. Louis, also on Sunday. It stars Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien. Turner Classic Movies, that's Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Spend an afternoon with Judy Garland. So don't forget, it's The Omen, Sunday at 1:45 a.m. Eastern. And Meet Me in St. Louis at Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Everything is Eastern. And if you don't like those movies, which I'm sure you do anyway, you could always go on demand and check out all of the networks. They have different movies. If you missed anything, it's right there. Turner Classic Movies are right there. You can scroll down and look at it. Because those were just two of my picks. They were just two of my picks. But you can check them all out anyway. That's time for me to go. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back Thursday. We start simulcasting Thursday on Talkback Live. That's Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. And Brian Camp will be along with us with the latest developments in today's world of sports. And then we come back next week, right here at 10 a.m., right? 10 a.m. Eastern, and we'll have the coffee hour, and we'll be back here simulcasting. Can't wait for that. Brian Camp will be here. Latest developments in today's world of sports, a 2020 feature at 20 past the hour and 22 the hour. DJ Pete, he may and may not be here, but nevertheless, the features will be here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. I bid you a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you're in that hot climate, stay warm. If you're cold climate, stay, well, the hot climate, stay cool. Cold climate, stay warm. But please, ladies and gentlemen, have a great day, a great weekend, and I'll see all of you back here next week. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.